In 2006, a groundbreaking movie production was released that revealed the universe its big secret. Later in that year, an author, Rhonda Brown, she published a book on the same concept of the law of attraction. Both the movie and the book became an instant bestseller, and this groundbreaking law of attraction helped millions of people find prosperity, happiness, and joy in their lives. The book has been translated into 50 languages and sold over 30 million copies. Partly due to the feature in the Oprah Winfrey Show, both the book and the movie grossed over 300 million in revenues at that time. Famous US TV host Oprah Winfrey is a proponent of the book, and she has been telling in an interview that she has been teaching the concept of law of attraction on her show for the past 21 years. She even invited Rhonda, the author of the book, on her show to discuss the concepts around the law of attraction and how common people like me and you, can follow this concept easily in their daily life to achieve prosperity and happiness. Fragments of this law of attraction, the secret, have been found in oral traditions, in literature, in religion, and in philosophies throughout many centuries. But the question remains with us, is it real or is it fake? Does this law really work? And if it does, then what are the intricate details that we need to follow to make sure that this law of attraction works for common people like you and me? Though scientists claim that this book has no scientific foundation and it does not lie on solid grounds of research, even then there are a lot of people who have followed the law of attraction and have benefited from it. So let's get to the 3-step process of following the law of attraction as discussed by the author in the book, The Secret. So the 3 steps are ask, believe, and receive. This 3-step process has been based on a quotation from Bible that says, "And all things whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer, believing ye shall receive." So as per this concept, we need to ask and then believe that we will receive it, and ultimately be prepared to accept what the universe is giving us. But the point here is, don't we all ask what we need in our life? Don't we all say, "God, please give me this. God, please give me that. I want this. I want that." We all are asking something or the other from nature, from God, from the Almighty. But are we all getting whatever we are asking? If it would be so easy as just asking and getting in return from whatsoever the divine power you talk about, won't the world be same for everyone? Imagine a poor man just asking for more and more wealth and in return getting what he's asking for. Then everyone in the world would be rich. Same for happiness or for any other thing that you're looking for. Here is a trick around law of attraction. Brian discusses the foundation of law of attraction, and those are based upon 2 principles. The first is gratitude and the second is visualization. Gratitude is something which you have heard a number of times. I'm sure so many research has been done on gratitude, that be thankful for what you have, that way more and more will come onto your life, and so on. The more we are thankful, the more we have. But in this video, I'm not going to cover gratitude because there is so much out there on gratitude. So I will cover the second part, which is visualization. And I feel that that's a more important concept that needs to be discussed, because that is something that people do not know of, and that is not practiced as much as it should for law of attraction to work in your life. So this book says that when we are asking and when we are believing, when we are following the first 2 steps, we have to understand that we have to imagine, we have to visualize ourselves into a place that we want to be. Suppose you want to be at a very exotic location on a beach, we need to visualize that. And the trick is that you have to visualize in such a manner as if it is already your present. You have to understand that something you want or something you believe that can happen in the future is already happening with you in the present. And once you start creating the energies around you that shows that you have already achieved what you're wanting to achieve, the universe will start creating a situation where you will in future achieve it. Because you start believing on it. If you visualize that you're already studying in that university, that you're already working in that dream company, the universe understands that you're capable of achieving that because you're already living that in your mind. But the trick is that how to accept something or visualize something as a present that is not your present. And that's what the catch is. That's what the difficulty of visualization or the foundation of law of attraction is. Let me give you a few examples from the book itself. I read this book more than 5 years ago, but the examples that I'm going to share with you right now is something that I still remember, even though I have not read this book in the past 5 days. So let's begin with the first example. The book talks about a woman who goes to the market for shopping. She sees a diamond ring and she gets intrigued by it. She gets so fascinated by it, she starts wanting to have it. But she understands that she cannot afford it. So even after she goes home without purchasing that ring, she starts visualizing that ring on her finger. And that happened day in and day out with strong conviction. She already started accepting the fact that she is wearing that ring in her imagination. The stronger the imagination, the clearer the imagination, the better it is. So there is no confusion for the universe. There is no confusion for any power that is going to grant you what you're asking for. And very soon this woman saw her husband gifting the very same ring. And that's the power of accepting or creating the energy of something which you want in the future, but that you have to accept it as your present, as if you've already got it, as if the universe has already granted you their wish. The second example is of a woman who wanted to lose weight and feel better about herself. So instead of complaining, cribbing and feeling bad about her current situation, she started imagining herself into a fit body, a non-obese body walking on a beach. And she started growing that feeling stronger and stronger every single day. And very soon the universe gave her as per the book. So when she created the aura around herself, the energies around herself that she is capable of being in a fit body, she got her wish granted. So if you're worried about receiving many bills and not earning enough, you're creating the energy of not having enough. You're using the law of attraction to believe that you don't have enough and that you will never have enough. Guess what the law of attraction will do over here? It will add more bills and expenses onto your life. Because what you're focusing upon is something that the universe is going to grant you. You're focusing upon imagining yourself as in a lean body. You're focusing yourself wearing the diamond ring that was very expensive and that she could not afford. So the universe doesn't understand that this is what you want and this is what you don't want. It only understands that where you're putting your energy to. And if you're putting your energy to bills, expenses and not having enough money, that is what you're going to get. You're going to imagine yourself as saving a lot of money, as having a lot of assets in life, then that is what you're going to attract. If you imagine yourself sitting in a car, sitting in a luxury house, then that is what the universe is going to grant you. Now let's take an example from your everyday life. Maybe you would have experienced something like that, because I have experienced something like that. So have you ever felt like you were thinking about a person, you were imagining talking to that person, imagining the conversation and the words of exchange, and that person immediately starts calling you, and as soon as you pick the phone, you start telling that person, oh, I was just thinking about you and you called. This has happened to all of us because this happens because a lot of energy exchange happened between the two people, and that energy exchange made the other person call you because you were putting vibrations across for that other person. So that's the law of attraction. When you start believing, when you start imagining and thinking about that person, that's where you're putting your focus, your energy on, and that's what the universe is granting you. So when you're thinking, when you're believing, when you're visualizing, the other person is calling you. A lot of people put across vision boards. If you just Google the term vision boards, you will see several hundreds and thousands of examples of people who have put across vision boards in life. So vision board is nothing, just the visualization of the law of attraction in our life. Suppose you have a dream of studying into a university or dream of working in a particular company. You put a picture of that university or that company onto your wall. Imagine yourself working inside that building. Another thing to understand is that, as I said in the beginning of the video also, this focus and this visualization has to be strong. and crystal clear, very focused. It has to happen every single day with the same picture. You cannot have a different university every single day, otherwise the universe or the almighty, whatever the energy you call it, will get confused. You can't put up a picture of a red BMW one day and put up yellow Mercedes another day. We have to have very clear and crisp idea as to what we want, then only our wish will be granted. A lot of people have seen successes while following the law of attraction, while some people still call it a scam. One of the tough things, or one of the main reasons why people call it a scam, is because how can we imagine something as our present onto something that has never happened with us? We have never owned an orange BMW, so how can we imagine ourselves as owning an orange BMW today and living that life every single day on a daily basis? I can offer one tip here that I had come across on a third-party blog while researching on this topic, which said that suppose you're imagining yourself sitting in an orange BMW and you're putting a picture across it. Put the picture of a man sitting on the BMW and just crop your photo on it. So that way it becomes easy for us to visualize ourselves sitting and owning that car. Secondly and lastly, focus on something which is good, which is positive in nature. Don't focus on death, diseases. Don't say that, oh God, please make me disease-free. Imagine yourself in a disease-free body. Just say to God, I see myself inside a fit body. So instead of focusing on, I don't want any debt in our life, or I want to cancel out this debt of my life, just focus on having more assets, owning more properties, and having more extra cash in hand. That way you're going to focus on the things that you want, and then you start imagining yourself already in your life. Instead of focusing on the disease that you want to get rid of, focus and imagine yourself in a body that is disease-free. So basically it is a scam for people who have not understood the details of the law of attraction, and for them it has not worked. But these are certain small details that we need to focus upon to make sure that the ask, believe and accept works. And lastly, when we are done with the ask and believe section, last thing is accept. If we have an opportunity in front of us that we have been imagining, that we have been wanting, that we have been asking for, and that's in front of us, but still we say that we're not going to do anything about it, you're not ready to accept it in your life, then anyone cannot help you. No one can help you in that case. So lastly, the important thing to understand here is that whenever the universe or the energy, high energy is granting you something, you have to be in a position to accept it. You have to be in a position to take action towards it, because otherwise there's no point of asking and believing that you will have it. So I hope the intricate details that I shared from the book The Secret will be useful to you, and you will be in a position to implement this law of attraction to attract more wealth and happiness onto your life.